Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 255th edition of Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Amadeus, which opened in the US on September 19th, 1984. It was directed by Milos Forman. It is a period drama, and the synopsis says, the life and work of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, seen through the eyes of his contemporary and rival, Antonio Salieri. Salieri?
Salieri, I think.
Salieri. Fuck yeah, I missed the middle I there. I was just ruining it. The irony of me not being able to say his name feels perfect. I love it. All right, Liam, you're the safe pick here. I think I know where you land, so I'm going to start with you. What do you think of Amadeus on this rewatch, and how many times have you seen it?
This is only my first rewatch. I watched it, I think, in like 2021 or something, a few years ago. Yeah, I watched the director's cut both times.
Both times, interesting. Okay.
Well, I thought you guys might go for the theatrical, so I leaned towards the director's.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty great. It's pretty great. It's just a great portrayal of jealousy, and I think it's very entertaining. It definitely holds its own kind of epic weight, So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's great.
I love the way you put that. That's very true. Yeah, in the verbiage of the underappreciated Salieri, this film is miraculous. I love it. It's so rich, with exceptional filmmaking. It's got great characters, including what is now undoubtedly, I already sort of thought this, but solidified, one of my favourite performances of all time in this movie. And it's wonderfully entertaining, like you said. It approaches 3 hours. For Fitzy, it actually was 3 hours. He gets the extra 20 minutes to make it the 3 hours. My version was almost 3 hours, but never feels like it to me. Never. It's just a marvelous watch. It really is. Yeah, so this is my first rewatch as well. I watched director's cut the first time and theatrical this time, so I've seen them both now. But Jan, you haven't seen this movie before. Tell us all about it. You're on mute, bro. Sorry.
Oh.
It never felt like 3 hours. You're 100% right. Like this film fucking flew. Like I don't even think it flew by, but it just never felt like a long film. It was just like endlessly entertaining, which is like kind of incredible when you have like, I don't know, like as much as like some period pieces I can like. It's very rare for them to like never like feel their their length. Whereas like this one, like it just kind of keeps on going, but it never. I don't know, like it hit 1:30 for me, and I was like, oh shit. So like that's kind of an incredible feat. It's kind of a movie. It's one of those movies where I can't really criticize for, but like it's not going to get maximum marks.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's not really a bad word like that I can say against it at the moment off the top of my head. But like even like while watching it, even while enjoying it, like I just knew that that it's not going to kind of get that maximum. Yes, that's where I am.
Wow, he's putting it out there already, everyone. He's not giving it a 10. Prepare yourself. Spoilers.
Well, yeah, just in case, like, so we get to the end and you like both 10s, and then you like start yelling at me because like I'm fucking up the average scores again.
Yeah. We're not going to be surprised now.
Yeah.
Did you watch theatrical?
No, I watched directors. It was the.
Oh, you did.
The one that was available to me.
Interesting. So I'm the only person who's seen the theatrical now. That's cool.
Yeah, I read through the like what the extra scenes were, and it seemed like nothing like had they been removed, I think it'd be pretty much the same experience. I mean, once again, I haven't seen it, so maybe it plays differently. You can probably comment on it more, but like
there's one
fine.
Yeah, I can't even you're gonna have to remind me of some of the differences. Thanks. I'm glad you read those. There's one scene that I recall from the director's cut that changed my perception of something, which is the scene where Constance goes to Salieri, I think the second time in director's cut, and she ends up topless there.
Mm.
I can't remember the exact circumstances of the scene. I watched it 2 years ago. That very much changed and made then when it makes sense then at the end when she comes back into their apartment and Salieri's there and she's kind of like, what the fuck's this loser doing here?
Yeah.
Like she has that negative reaction to it. In theatrical, it didn't really make sense why she was so negative towards his presence, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest change from reading through them. Like most of the other ones are just kind of like extended here, extended there, and like maybe like a couple additional dialogues. But like that is this scene that was kind of removed that kind of has like an impact.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember that scene being really good. I can't quite remember. Like what were the circumstances around it?
Well,
did you get the earlier scene with Salieri and Constance? Like what was in that?
Their first scene is when she comes and with like all of Mozart's work to his office or whatever. Yeah, you get that, but then that's it though. So like that's kind of that's meant to be an initial semi-positive interaction where Salieri's clearly like trying to establish like a relationship he can use there, you know. So, but then you don't get the next step of it. It sort of then just doesn't pay off in theatrical.
Yeah, but I assume he'd still ask her to come back later that night. Right? Like, they leave that part of the scene in. Surely?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Right.
So he asked her to come back later so it's that night. In that scene that I described, he asked her to come back later that night, and then that's when that scene happens.
Like, the implication from the start is that, you know, like, she has to come back to have sex with him, like, in order, like, to approve Mozart. Like, it's Salieri at his lowest, at his scummiest, when like he's like trying to solicit her and like just kind of, you know, like, you know, in the shit. It kind of seems like an important one to have, yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame it's gone. How does it play out? Like, I remember she ends up shirtless. That's all I remember though. Like,
yeah, he calls in his manservant and tells him to get rid of her, and he kind of walks off when he kind of.
Oh, he does it on purpose to make it like. So it's out there, right? Is that right?
I think
so word spreads.
No, I don't think it's about that. I don't know what it is. I mean, he kind of just like embarrasses her. I guess.
I think it was to get back at Mozart for sleeping with his muse, and then I think like once it kind of gets to there, either he remembers his vow to God, or he's like he's humiliated her enough, or he's kind of good. Like it was very much to get back at Mozart in like a very, like malicious way. Like it wasn't just to kind of like spread a rumor. I think he intended, when he invited her, he intended to do it, but then I don't know, came to or whatever.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Is that how you think it played in the performance? Like.
Oh yeah,
he couldn't go all the way. Like he set all this up and went this far, but couldn't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear in his performance.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. No, I just remember that scene was very memorable to me, and I kind of wish it was still there in theatrical. But yeah, it sounds like nothing else was really missed. That's cool.
Yeah, I think like it's mainly just like the actual performances are like longer. Like the actual opera scenes are like extended.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, the opera scenes flow fine in this version, I found. Like, there was even still, honestly, like the one opera scene, like, you know, when he goes to the vaudeville and takes his kid, and they watch, like, it's meant to be like the silly one, and then that's when like the guy comes upstairs and pitches him. Like, even that one felt a bit too long in theatrical, to be honest with you. But all the rest was fine. That was like the only time. That was like, as much as I'll applaud this film for flying by, that was like the only, and it wasn't even that bad, but that was like the only small instance where I just felt I became a little bit conscious of like, okay, I'm watching this stuff. Quickly pivot back to singing the praises of this film, because I don't want to come in too strong. Well, I kind of do, I guess. But I don't know. When I watch this film feels like it came out yesterday to me in every way. I don't think it shows its age at all. Discuss. Fitzy, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess it's one of the more like ageless 80s films. I mean, yeah, I mean there are a lot of films. I mean there are a few films from the 80s like that, I guess. So it's not like special in that way, but I think just like how just purely like entertaining it is, that's kind of what keeps its like momentum going, or maybe makes it not feel like it was 40 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of that. What other films come to mind when you say that?
Was The Shining 80s? I don't know.
I think it was it?
Yeah, 1980.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. 1980.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess I get what you mean in terms of like the filmmaking is like it definitely feels very modern, and it doesn't feel like it's held back by any kind of old filmmaking language or anything.
Not at all. Yeah,
I think
the performances, the editing, yeah.
Yeah, you see, I don't I think it does feel dated, but like in a positive way, because like I don't think this film gets made the same way. Because of modern, because of like modern devices, like the framing is very modern, and like it's kind of a non-linear story of having like Salieri narrate it. But then I think the entire feel, especially in the lighting department, like you're gonna end up with a much more Bridgertonized product than you are like this. Like it's never gonna be as soft and as natural, and it's never gonna feel like as real, because like I was reading as well, like only 4 sets were built and the rest of it was all shot on location found in Prague.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
Like it gives it like such an I think like one of the biggest compliments you can ever really kind of give these period pieces that were made during the 70s 80s kind of thing is that they almost feel like they're older than the time they were made in, because of like their kind of dedication to authenticity. Whereas I think that dedication only goes so far, because there's plenty of anachronisms in like costume and like stuff like that, like in terms of on-set feel and kind of like lived in kind of sets as well. Whereas like with a more modern counterpart, I just don't think you achieve that same effect. So I think it does feel dated, but just in a good way.
That's probably true. I guess I wouldn't disassociate that with feeling dated. You know what I mean? Like, sure, but I don't know, maybe it's just semantics. But I don't know. I completely agree with you, by the way. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything like dated in the way I mean, I guess. About this film. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. It really doesn't even. Maybe it helped. I've got the 4K Blu-ray, which is awesome, and like it is just stunning. It is just like straight up. I can't even like tell. There's like barely any film grain on this restoration either, and it was just like holy shit. I was just straight up. The fact it's 40 years old, like it doesn't. I don't want to say like it feels like it's 2025 perfectly, but I don't know. It feels like it's a decade old or something. It doesn't feel nearly as old as it is. It's crazy.
I think the fact that F. Murray Abraham's old makeup was so accurate to like what does actually look like old helps. Because like when the film starts and you see him, I'm like, has he looked the same like way for 40 years? And then like you cut to like him looking like as he actually did back then. I was like, oh, right.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty astonishing. I don't know. I mean, that old man makeup on him is so good, dude. I love it. The design of it, it's perfect. It's like, I mean, I get what you're saying, but like it also is, it's very much like it creates a character, it's not like he doesn't literally just look like that today, like dead on.
Dude, he could have stepped out of the set of Grand Budapest and gone straight across the road to like, Amadeus, honestly.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, I don't know, he's got like the crazy like mad hair thing going on as well. I know, I just love the design of that character in the makeup. It's awesome. It achieves such a great result. He feels like a long lost version of the younger self we go back to, in a really fun way of like, holy shit, this guy feels like some sort of like, I don't know, like he feels like he's been possessed by a spirit or something in the way. I mean, that's in the performance as well, but he just, I don't know, like the look of him is crazy. That's one of my favorite makeup jobs I've seen for on it. Yeah, it's great.
The kind of makeup that Mozart has later when he's like drunk all the time and he's like kind of like he looks kind of haggard and like it looks like he hasn't had any like sleep. That's really good.
Please go on about Tom Hulce.
See, okay, well, you've already helped me transition because you said Tom Moles. Is that how you say this guy's name?
I think it's Hulse. I don't really know.
I would have said, I don't know.
Yeah,
God,
Hulse.
don't trust me. I would have said Mulchy or something. I don't know. Isn't it one of those ones that's got like a silent something pronunciation? I don't know. Anyway, this guy who plays Mozart, he's great. He's so great, and then he just sort of vanished from acting, from life, seemingly. He's still out there somewhere. But But he looked really familiar to me as well.
Dude, I thought he looked like I was like, oh, I've seen this dude in like 20 things before. But then
yeah. And then you check his credits, you realize you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I the exact same thing. I don't know how that happened, but I think the thing that makes his performance work so well is that it's very. I mean, obviously, like it's basically all summed up in the laugh. Like, I mean, not all. That's a bit derivative, but the laugh is great. Well, I say it's great. Any doubters on the laugh here? I should just air that quickly. Did it become annoying?
No, I love the laugh. Yeah.
Great. All right. Excellent.
Did I mean, the theatrical ends with like his laugh as the last thing too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God.
Because he got the last laugh. You know.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. It's. I think the thing that makes the performance special is just how unexpected it is, and I think like that's by design. The film, when they introduce the character, you know, in that scene when like he's like chasing Constance around the palace or whatever, it's like that's Mozart, and like that's, you know, the film leans into that, and the take on the character is meant to be subversive, obviously, but that's what makes it work. Like it stays true to that. It's quirky and weird and very comedic, but also, you know, I don't know, it's not afraid to take itself too seriously, but at the same time is not like a piss take or a joke, or never feels out of place with the drama that's going on, you know, which is a pretty difficult tightrope to walk, I think. So huge shout out to Tom. This is based on like the Broadway play, right? So I presume he like had other actors and other performances to model this after. This is probably all from.
Yeah, but I think like is the writer of the play is also the writer of the film, right?
Yeah.
I
think so.
Sorry, did I just derail? Like I think I kind of tuned out and I just let you talking about like. Did you have a specific? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a further point. No.
Yeah, I think like I was, but then I think I realized like you were you making a different point?
Friday nights, baby. This is what it's all about. This is what I'm saying. Oh god. No, I was just saying I feel like the performance is quirky and weird and subversive in the right ways, but you know, still is always works in the drama of the film and never feels out of place. Which is impressive.
No, yeah, I agree. He's a realistically quirky guy. It's never too much. I mean, he's just like not. I mean, the whole like subversive thing is that he's not very like self-serious. Exactly. But he does have like serious moments, obviously, which he also plays really well. Regional troubles and yeah.
100%. He's got very serious troubles with finances, you know, with his daddy issues, but also just keeps laughing and it never gets old somehow. I don't know. I just feel like the laugh would get old. Even this time. Like, I didn't think it got old last time, but I'm like, when I was reminded of it, I'm like, okay, like, you know, this is a rewatch. Like, surely this time I'm going to get a bit bored of it. No, I somehow didn't. So, yeah.
I think it's because we spend so much time with Salieri that the laugh is like a reprieve from his character, you know?
Possibly.
From his grip.
Yeah. Yeah, from the grip of his.
I was really surprised, like, watching, like, how much he manipulates, like, Mozart's whole career in this film. Like, I forgot how much, like, he influenced literally, like, everything, you know? Like, I thought it was more, like, subtle than that, I guess. But no, he did like the friggin' he did like the allegations thing. He did the non-recommendations. You know, he I don't know. He did a bunch of shit. He was just constantly like derailing his entire like reputation, I guess.
What was the allegations?
Oh, like he said he was bad with like the female students, or like young. Don't leave your tutors. You know, don't like let them tutor your daughters or whatever. And so he couldn't get.
That's not in theatrical.
Oh really?
Oh really?
Fuck.
Oh
no.
I feel like that's important too, because that's like part of why he's struggling financially so much, because he can't get tutor like work.
Oh,
as a teacher.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Oh. Okay. This is no, that is good. That is because so in theatrical, it's played like you still get the scene when he's with his dad, because I think his dad asks him, "Do you have any pupils?" And he says, "Oh, I don't want any pupils." But I assume in directors it reads like that's like that he's obfuscating, like he can't have, like you probably would take them if he could have them. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. I think it's not that he like loves the job of like being a tutor or anything, but yeah, he kind of needs it. And he can't have
but that point, it's already established. Like he can't get them for these other reasons, for his reputation.
Yeah,
right. That's not clear in theatrical.
Yeah, and just I brought up the list as well just now, but like apparently like there's another scene added where Constance and Mozart are also arguing about money prior to her submitting his works for that position, kind of like further establishing like their like money needs and all that shit like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I might have got the wrong 4K.
Oh, doesn't yours have? Does it not come with the director's cut as well? Oh.
They only re-released theatrical in that format.
Oh really?
Oh.
Yeah, you can't even get the director's cut in it if you want it. Yeah, that I like that a lot more too. Yeah, the first like glimpse in theatrical you get of the money troubles is just when Constance mentions it to Salieri, like in that chat that we've already talked about.
Oh wait, so did you? Okay, so you didn't also get the scene where he goes to see the student, like the one student he does get from Salieri, and then
I do vaguely remember that
shit. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I do remember that, and that's not there either.
Okay.
There is. That's the same. Is that the same girl who's on the horse?
No, the girl on the horse was his niece. Was the Baron's niece, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but that's not the same girl. Okay.
No, I don't think it is. No.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. No, honestly, I feel like everything we've talked about so far of like, oh, that's a bummer, that's not there. That makes up like 15 minutes of the 20 minutes of the extra footage. It's like that'd be good to have all that. To be honest, yeah. We talked about Tom. We got to talk about the main guy. I'll just say that I would be shocked. Like, put a pin in this, clip this, whatever. I don't think there's a world where F. Murray Abraham doesn't win my Best Actor at the Cinema Effect Awards this year. I just don't think anything tops this. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know. Everything he does in this movie, I just love watching him. It's like you can tell the thought and the expression and the way he plays every single time. He's authentic versus when he's manipulating, versus when he's, in awe of Mozart. It's like, it's so fun to watch and so believable, and I love it. I love it so much. It's great. All the Man Salieri too, he makes it feel so different. He gives it this very, the way he talks and the way he does stuff with his hands, he's very emotive. It's almost like he's very aware he's like narrating a story, which he obviously is aware, obviously as an actor, he's aware of that. So, but then you go back to the young Salieri and it's like, it feels very different. It feels like, he feels like a normal functioning man, but then you go back and he's raving about God and or he more so rants about God, but then raves about Mozart and his skill. And I love the way he talks about Mozart's music throughout the film, and just how you can tell how much he genuinely loves it and thinks it's actually exceptional. He's like, I've never heard such music in my life. It's like the way he says music. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, so I think this kind of reverts back to my original kind of statement about like I'm not going to say anything wrong about it. I don't know bad about it, but then like I guess I guess it didn't really connect with me the same way it did you. Like it was a strong performance for sure, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't think I'd really say without a doubt in my mind,
That's a bummer. Like you said that at the start, I didn't think it would literally be about my guy F. Murray Abraham. Damn it.
It's about most aspects of the film.
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah. I don't know. His passion, it just comes through. It really does.
Yeah, I'm probably closer to Jaden, to be honest. Like I do think it is like pretty perfect. But there's never a moment where the character's like, you're always kind of like at a distance, and I think that's why it's hard to like connect to him, because we're seeing it through his like through like the older frame. I guess it's kind of harder to just be with the younger character in any one moment. But yeah, it is pretty. It is like a perfect portrayal of like jealousy and awe and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I almost feel like it does a disservice to it to say it's like about it's just him being jealous.
Yeah,
I mean, that's true, but
throughout the entire film, like you can obviously feel his jealousy, but like in most scenes, you honestly feel like this. No,
it's like an injustice.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's the word I was going for, but I can't think of one, so we'll just go with it.
It definitely sounds like a bitterness.
It's more than just like sort of petty negativity. It's like it confounds him. It like he's bewildered. He's like he actually cannot wrap his mind around the situation he finds himself in with Mozart opposite him. He just like it's like this cosmic level. Obviously, it's a literal. He blames God.
It's very incel coded.
God, is that your fucking favorite word now, Jaden? Jesus.
What do you mean?
Is it like 2 weeks in a row?
Wait, when did I use it last week? Did I use it last week?
Maybe it was the week before. I don't know.
What did we even do last week?
Incel coded.
It was you did. You said it in like the question, the review of the films of the week. I think I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, the jealousy thing. I think,
it's so much more powerful than that.
Yeah, it's like it's envy. It's like a higher level of like the word jealousy. I think has kind of been a bit what do you call it? Diluted, I guess today. People don't really see it as like a serious emotion or whatever. But that doesn't mean it can't be, Like it's capital J jealousy, I mean, it's definitely a bitterness and like an awe and a bewilderment, as you said. But I think like the core is obviously still that envy.
Yeah, I just think that there's so much like self-loathing within the character as well that I'm like it kind of like feels like that step above,
Incel coding.
Or maybe as well because it's like being like narrated by an older him that's realized, but then even then like he still feels like jealous, like whether the loathing is actually self-loathing or just loathing his younger self, I'm not sure, but like I just think that like it's so present that like it kind of it's that step above, just a feeling towards Mozart as well as it being like a feeling towards himself.
Yeah. And his own lot in life, in terms of like how he feels what God has given him.
Yeah.
And if not, this is much about the fact that he feels, it really, you're not wrong. It really is much about himself as it is Mozart of like, why didn't God give me the talent? And it's like Mozart's like, he thinks Mozart's there.
It's kind of like how incels think like, women only want to fuck Chad and not me. It's like, why is God?
Yeah, honestly. To Chad? I mean, shit, this is a great analogy from the start. It's all paid off. Oh, man. But no, like there's definitely, oh man, the way he views his younger self is so interesting. I love when he talks about he describes himself the madness of a man splitting in half when he when he ensured that Mozart's opera only played 5 times, but he secretly went to all 5. The way he says it, but I secretly went to all 5. Like he's like he can't believe it himself, like that he would do. Like he's disgusted, but he's like, I had to because it was amazing, you know. There's a very interesting, I don't know, the back and forth of that is so interesting, and I think that's the main thing that makes the character so interesting, of that double-edged sword or whatever you want to call it, that tightrope again. That's just, I don't know, that borderline between admiration and envy, and you know, it's crazy. I don't know. There's that in that scene when Mozart goes to him to confide in Salieri after his opera is cancelled. God, that's such a good scene. When and Mozart's like, you know, obviously mad about it, and Salieri's like, you know, it's so outrageous, and yeah, but he's being so unconvincing. Like it's clearly just like him, you know, just telling him what he wants him to hear, right? And it's kind of funny. And then, like, immediately, within 10 seconds, switches, like, and Mozart asks him his opinion on it, and switches to telling him to his face that it was marvelous, and he completely means it, and you can tell. And that was like the power of the character and the performance, like, in a nutshell. In that moment, it was just like, holy shit! You can immediately tell when he's, you know, being he's scheming, you know, front-facing version versus when he's like, he's deeply in awe of Mozart at all times. You know, it's cool. I guess that's I don't know. That's the thing about the rivalry that's makes it so interesting to watch and so interesting thematically. It's like I don't know, the way he's able to make it this religious thing is so cool. I mean, it's what I've already said, but like the way that he thinks Mozart was chosen by God, and like, I think what does he say? He goes, and God only gave me the ability to recognize him.
Something like that.
And it's like, so therefore, Salieri's response to that is burning the cross and declaring God his enemy. It's like, dude, how cool is that? Come on. That's sick. This man declares war on God. In this, like the movie is actually really, that's really what the movie is. That's really what the conflict is. Like Mozart, I guess, in this way, in his mind, is God's agent or whatever.
When did he burn the cross? When was that?
He threw it into the fire. When was that? It was pretty early.
Yeah.
I think it was like after so he's
somewhere in like the first to second hour.
Oh, okay. Is that like one of the first times he sees Mozart, or is it like when he sees the full opera or something?
I think he actually burns the cross after the Mozart's first full opera, and then like there's the whole thing where he realizes that he slept with his girl.
Yeah. Actually, I
think
you're
it's
right.
there.
Yeah. Which apparently that scene was also extended in the director's cut, because like Salieri adds to like in his narration that he knew he had her, and like the scene's like a little bit longer, like in like the dressing room.
Oh, okay. So in theatrical, he does say that. He does say, I knew he had her, but there's no dressing room.
Okay.
Does he like go back and see her then or something?
Yeah, like once like she storms off stage because of Constance, like Mozart goes in and like they're having a back and forth, and then they all come in, Salieri and Constance, and there's a bit of a...
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Like the actual line he says in the movie is something like he curses he doesn't say, well, he like curses God because he gave him the want for something but not the ability to have it. And it was like, that's kind of I mean, it's obviously a reference to like the musical ability thing, but I guess it applies to the girl as well. That's kind of like that analogy works for in both cases, so that makes sense why he would, you know, burn the cross after that moment, you know, because it's the same logic that applies. That the gap that God gave him between want and have, so he becomes the Antichrist.
Literally. Literally. Oh, man. That's crazy.
But like, do you think, because he like in his narration, he basically celebrates his like dad's death as like a really happy moment in his life, you know? So like, was he like that from the start? And then Mozart just kind of like ignited that, you know? Because he seems to be kind of chilling before Mozart enters the scene, you know? But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah. Because like, I guess he the reason the moment of his dad dying resonated with him was because his dad was holding him back also from like, you know, wanting to, you know, be an amazing musician or whatever. So in that way, like I guess his dad was like the first. Oh, I mean, it's not exactly the same, obviously, but like anyone who gets in his way, anyone who he sees as God putting in his way to achieving what he feels he deserves or should have.
Yeah, there's like an early hint of the evil to come.
Sure.
Yeah. They didn't say like in the opening that like he admired Mozart from the start, like when he was like playing like at 4 years old and 8 years old for like emperors and stuff. Like he kind of like aspired. Like Mozart was initially like a kind of aspiration, but then I guess it never went. I guess it never stopped being an aspiration despite the age difference. And that probably like drove a bitterness, maybe, like to get to his level. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. He said he followed his like he was always constantly aware of him, even when they were both young.
Yeah,
like he was just a constant presence.
Do we think Mozart continued to be unfaithful towards Constance after they were married? Because like we see that he continuously goes out on the town and gets drunk without her. But like we're told less about his like, you know, man whorish ways. And now do we think, you know, was he still out sleeping around or was he not?
I don't know. I don't think the movie really cares, to be honest, which is kind of weird. But because like Salieri cares because I mean, maybe that's also part of the reason why he like, you know, goes full villain at that point, because Mozart doesn't turn out to be a virtuous person in that sense. But I don't know if like the movie cares that much about that. I mean, yeah, there are kind of hints that he's like kind of maybe like he does whatever he wants, I guess, you know, like he's a free spirit, so he can't be bound by the laws of, you know, monogamy.
This bastard.
I feel like he's got to have, right? He's got to keep sleeping around.
Yeah, I reckon. Like the fact that like there was like attention drawn to like the first instance though with like Cavalieri, but then like it kind of becomes like a background noise is why I was like, does he actually like settle down? But you know.
Are you asking this question because you're like, how can anyone cheat on Constance?
Huh?
How can anyone cheat on Elizabeth Berry?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude, she like just like kind of like gets treated like shit throughout the movie. Like not always in like the worst way. Like, but like, you know, like yeah, she's like often neglected, and like I don't know, like obviously like humiliated and like abused by Salieri, and like, you know, she's like very much taken advantage of. But then like she does like, you know, like it's. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Is she another actress? Is she another actress? Is she the Tom Maltz or whatever effect? Where like Holtz, I swear to God, I've seen her before.
Actually, I searched up as Holtz. Yeah.
Holtz?
Yeah. I don't know where you're getting an M from, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think I typed it that way once and then just like.
I'm stuck with it.
I botched it once and then just kept thinking that was right. Like I feel like I've seen her before too, but I haven't.
Yeah, dude. I thought she was like another person. And I was like, oh, you know, probably like Back to the Future or some shit. Like she'd be in.
Right.
But then, like, no, she's also got like I don't know 20 odd credits on IMDb and like kind of disappeared.
Oh my God, yeah, she does kind of look like the mum from Back to the Future.
Yeah, like I know she's not Leah Thompson, is that her name? I think so. But like she like looks like that, so like I thought like she'd have like a similar kind of catalog. But then she's like got like
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
I think the film sets its tone well in like that opening, like when there's like the two servants and they're trying to bait him out, and like it kind of like shows like the kind of playfulness it has in its material. So like, I think like, it's a good scene setter, because like going into it, I was expecting it to be like a really like far heavier kind of like back and forth between Salieri and Mozart. So like
a prestige kind of thing.
Yes, actually, like that kind of like relationship. So then like in that opening, when you kind of see them having a bit of fun with it, and then you kind of continue to have that in the narration, in the dialogues, in Mozart's character, and then so on. Like it executes it well. It like my expectations were dispelled like very fast, and like but it continues to like do what it sets up very well, which was like often when you have expectations, that's not the case. So
sure,
like that's a big positive on the film's behalf as well.
Definitely. Mozart! Just from behind the door. Yeah. Was that the opening of them like kind of semi-slowly like carrying him through the streets? Is that like their version of like the 1700s ambulance?
Mm.
You know? Is that all they had?
Get him on a stretcher. That's it.
And it's like, I don't want to criticize them for saying they were slow, but like they didn't have the most urgency. I feel like they could have had.
Yeah.
You know?
No, they could tell that it was an intention cut rather than an intention cut. You know.
That's right. It's like, hey, you know, we're kind of obligated to help, but he did kind of want to die. So, like, if he dies, then, you know. Yeah, I think that's it. God damn, there's just so many fun scenes in this movie. The balance of humor is so good, like we said. I love the first scene. Actually, shout out to the Emperor character. And the guy who plays him, I'll get his name right, but he's the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the only way I can see him.
Yeah. He's one that I recognize. I was like, I know I've definitely seen that one.
Yeah. Jeffrey Jones is that guy's name. He was great. I really enjoyed him. Of like, he's like the series. He like has enough gravitas, but like is also easily convinced in everything. It's pretty funny. When of the first scene when he's like trying to play the piano poorly for Mozart, and like Salieri's there going like C G G. Oh, very good. Oh god. And then man. I love when Mozart in that whole scene's really funny. I love when Mozart starts playing Salieri's little march that he wrote, and he's like, "This doesn't really work, does it?" And just sits down and like fixes it on the spot and makes it like even I objectively can tell it was way better. You know,
objectively, but music's subjective, Zach. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know about that. When Mozart got his hand on that little piece of music, I could tell, man. I could tell.
Like it's always interesting with like films about artists and not like how they kind of depict them as geniuses, showing the artist's eye. And like in this one, like the way like when like as like Mozart's like either like writing down the notes or like verbally like giving the notes to Salieri at the end, but then like the audio's playing it. Like it's just a really clever way of like kind of showing his genius and like the way that he sees it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They kind of tease it at the start with like Salieri being able to do it. In that first scene of his like monologue, where he's like describing the music, and then suddenly it comes, non-diegetic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then you get the full kind of like opera in non-diegetically later in that bedroom scene, which is very cool.
Dude, that bedroom scene is so good. Oh my god. It was so cool. It was like a payoff in a lot of different ways to see obviously Salieri's plan of like trying to low-key murder Mozart come to this point where it was, he's on his deathbed literally and it's successful. And I don't know, then seeing them work together and like Salieri just loving it and loving that glimpse that he's getting into how Mozart's mind works and getting to actually work with him and see, get as much of an idea of it as he possibly can of his process and all that. It was so cool. Where he's like frantically writing and he's going too fast. Salieri doesn't tire. But I think that's kind of it makes sense that that's like the culmination of this this conflict that Salieri's in, where it's like he can't get enough of Mozart. He's basically Mozart's number one fanboy, while at the same time trying to murder him for being just that.
It's kind of like that guy that killed John Lennon.
I don't know a lot about that, but is that?
Oh, he wanted to be known as the guy that killed John Lennon because he liked him so much, wasn't it? Or was it just
right?
Like,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's so cool. And then I don't know. It's just it raises so many like emotions in me because it's like, and then at the end when Salieri doesn't want to leave, he's like, because like, you can tell like it feels like this is like one of the best moments of his life, like getting to work with Mozart in this way so intimately. And then but then also like he killed I'm doing it again myself right now where I'm like, oh, but he also killed him.
It's proximity to God to him, It's
right.
But so you said like, did he actually kill him? Like I'm so confused on that. But what did he do?
He drove. Well, the idea is that he
drove him mad.
He drove him mad with like because he was the only person who understood that opera with like the dude that was him having unresolved emotional issues with his dad. So he preyed on it. Yeah,
you're right. But then like he
and
just
then
like
the better scene is him like working him to past exhaustion.
Yeah,
and just burying him. Yeah, nail in the coffin.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I mean yeah, he did kill him, but like at the same time, I'm like, not really.
I mean, he did,
but he didn't. I mean, it's just
he did. Like he very intended. Like he obviously didn't directly like stab him or something, but the entire plan from the start was to drive him to that point, and he succeeded.
Yeah,
and he was there. He was present for it. Like it perfectly.
Yeah, but
it was his intention, and it worked.
That's his fault for like succumbing to like just like such a weak kind of like he's not in the grind set, Like, had he been in the proper grind set, Mozart could have worked through it, but he just kind of like comes.
I think he was definitely in the grind set.
Do you reckon?
He was making a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but if he was actually too much.
If he was in the right grind set, he'd be making a lot of stuff and not feeling the health, like the health detriments.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I like how you're applying like all these modern analyses to them.
Yeah,
it's a timeless tale, as you guys established.
After he died, did everyone leak Mozart's work on SoundCloud?
It was Napster back then.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but like he didn't just drive him mad. Like he drove him towards like alcoholism basically. Like that's why the haggard like makeup is so good because you can just see he's like totally. He feels like drained for the like entire last third of the film.
But it's kind of like in Frankenstein where like Victor Frankenstein like he like gets like incredibly sick and like deathly, but then like he comes out of it because like it just turns out like he was like. He felt bad and like he worked a bit too hard, but then when his mates visit him, he comes out of it,
So you're saying he needed Salieri was his mate, or like he needed like another mate?
Like Victor Frankenstein can come out of it. It's like Mozart.
He didn't have enough willpower.
Yeah, had Constance stayed there, had Constance been there, maybe like. The light could have continued in his life, pushing him on.
So you're blaming Constance.
Well, it's not Constance's fault. She was treated like shit and she was driven away by him.
Well, and that's also Salieri,
Yeah, Salieri created that
plan as well to drive Constance away. Salieri's playing 4DHS here. He knows what he's doing.
He's doing it better than me because, you're right. Yep, Salieri killed him.
He outmaneuvered.
Yep. I'd be duped into it as well, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, we're basically here at the ending. How do you guys react to the ending and what do you take away from it with the whole... I think it's a very funny, entertaining, fitting ending and I like it a lot. And it's also like, I'm curious as to how people react to it, like thematically, and what they take away from it in terms of the whole him being the champion of mediocrities thing, you know, and what what the final stamp is to the character to you guys, you know.
Yeah, no, I love that scene. The I redeem you. That part, just that.
Yeah.
I mean, the friggin' pan through like the the madhouse as they used to call it back then. That was really cool. That was like pretty harrowing, you know. But yeah, I like how they end on that idea and that like the whole monologue. You know, it's very kind of like anti-victorious. I guess I don't know. It's like it's like a victory. It feels like he's giving it as like a you know what I mean. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's like there's like victory in the fact he's admitting defeat, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like the moral of the story of Amadeus is it's okay to be average. It's okay to kind of suck, and you know we can't all be.
Well, you can't do anything about the hand that God has dealt you. You just have to. Yeah, you have to live with it and do with the most you can with the hand that He has dealt you. Yeah. You can't curse God; it doesn't really work. Yeah.
But so do we think like is that the note that the filmmakers want to leave us on?
I think like the note is about God specifically. Is that like?
Oh no! But I mean, well, are you saying like the note is that like don't be like Salieri, like don't succumb to like this kind of bitterness against what you don't have? Is that what you're saying? Right.
Yeah. I just don't know if it'd be about God given like the context of like form and like. I mean, I guess America in the 80s was pretty religious.
I don't think anyone's saying the note is about God. It's just like
within the context of the narrative, like it is to Salieri, but no, like overall, I don't think the filmmakers are. I think I would say it's more of like a comparison is the thief of joy kind of thing, you know?
Sure,
right?
Like don't like if you want to take. I'm not saying there has to be a lesson or anything, but I'm just saying I feel like that's kind of the impression I get from the ending is that it's like, you know, that's Salieri's ultimate downfall is that he couldn't let go of this for his whole life. Like that's like the whole thing of like how he went insane for 32 years still shouting Mozart's name in the middle of the night, you know?
Yeah, but like the film doesn't, like the ending doesn't feel overly like didactic, you know? It doesn't feel like it's trying to like
let me search that word
on the head. It doesn't feel like he's trying to pound you on the head with that message, you know?
Like, no. That's kind of why I asked the question because I totally agree. That's kind of why I asked the question in a way of like, is that what you took away from it? Because it doesn't feel like it's trying to drive that home necessarily. No, but I think it's there if you want it to be there.
But I think that's just like present throughout the film. I don't think that's necessarily like a feature of the ending in particular, you know.
Well, yeah, I feel like absolving the mediocrity is kind of is the final form of acceptance, is it not?
Oh, so you think you should be like, oh, okay. So you think it's kind of positive, like he's actually accepting it in the end.
Well, whether or not, so I think that's what, like on the surface, like him saying, you know,
he's acknowledging the truth of it, but
yeah, and like, but okay, I guess that is a separate question to, does Salieri learn this lesson or not? Because I'm not saying necessarily
he kind of comes into it in his madness is the thing, because like he kind of like accepts it like with like grandeur, you know, like it's kind of like a new kind of calling for him.
He accepts it. He says the right things verbally to accept it, without ever feeling like, to me, he actually accepts it because of the grandiosity in which you're talking about. He delivers it. So I don't believe like, if we want to boil this down to saying it's like a lesson that the film that's there in the film or whatever, I don't think the film's saying that like his arc is that he learns this at the end. I don't feel that way.
It's kind of like an oxymoron type thing. Like,
just
I searched it up to make sure I was using it right. But like he's saying like he's like the patron saint of the mediocre, and like he's accepting the role while still kind of fighting against it. Like he's saying it, but he's
I think he's hyper aware of like what he is and like how he understands his life, but like he's not really accepting it. Like he's kind of in a. I mean, you could say this. Like he's kind of in a post acceptance stage, like the whole film, or like post truth stage or whatever. He doesn't really want to bring the truth into his spirit,
Right. Yeah. No, that's actually really. I like how you put that a lot. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because on the surface, I like that better than what I was thinking. I was kind of like, I don't know. When he's here yelling at the end? Is it a full on rejection still? Is it like kind of like him yelling out of spite or huge?
It sounds like sarcasm. He's almost saying it like ironically, like sarcastic.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But like, so that was my thinking. Was like, is he being sarcastic? But I don't know if that's it either.
You know when people go on like a rant the way they're pretending to be sarcastic, but they know it's actually like true, and they're more like they say it with more like vindictiveness or like bitterness because it's actually true, but like they're hiding behind the veneer of like irony,
Yeah,
I think it's like that.
Yeah. I think you're right, and I think that's clear in how aware of a character is. I love the way you put it when you said like he's aware, but he won't let it into his spirit. I think that's true, and I think that's obvious in that like you definitely can't say he learned this lesson or whatever, or that he's changed, because like the whole reason this is happening is that he's in the asylum because he attempted suicide, still yelling about Mozart, and it's not like. and it's not like, I don't think the film ever positions it that him recounting the narrative in this way like changes anything for him. I think it's just more of it's a great way to see the older version, and it adds insight into the character, obviously, but it's just not like, I don't think the process of him opening up about his life changes anything for him at all.
No.
I mean, even when he starts talking to the priest, he still starts by comparing himself to Mozart.
100%. That's another great moment too. Yeah. We're like, have you heard of this? Have you heard of this?
Which actually, that dialogue of like, no, that was Mozart. That's sampled in a song I listened to. I never realized like that was actually like from this film. Yeah, the song's called Lacrimosa. And it uses that dialogue. It's like, oh, no way.
That's such a clever little moment too, to like perfectly put the audience in the priest's shoes of like, obviously I've heard of Mozart, haven't heard of Salieri. That's probably the case for most people alive. And to like sample that in a way with the music and like to really drive that home right at the start, it puts you perfectly in the exact frame of mind you need to be in, of understanding of like the context, the historical context of their significance, to then go into the story that the movie wants to tell you, It's perfect.
I mean, the film's also like very theatrical in the way that like there are a lot of characters who like only mainly act through like their face. Like the priest is one of those characters who you only see him through like his reactions to Salieri, and then there's like that kind of goofy bigger guy who's like constantly making weird faces. I think like the people in that kind of royal circle, they do that a lot. But I don't know if they drew from like the theatrical production or whatever. But there's definitely like a running through line of like good supporting like facial kind of expression performances.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I loved the big fat guy. I loved the like his little right hand man. Like the guy who always wants the opera to be Italian, and he's like out the thought of anything else. It's the director who like tries to like censor the play or whatever, or censor the opera. Every time he's in the background, you just watch him, and he's like always like, got his nose screwed up or something. It's pretty funny.
But I like that,
So,
like,
yes.
it's like that kind of like classic trope of like the Emperor's War Council, but they're all just like about like music directors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fun like
It's like you imagine like the Emperor, like you can make another film like framing it where it's like the Emperor has his whole other like crew, like for like the actual war council or whatever, like the actual political shit that matters.
Yeah,
And then he comes over into this room and this is like his
just like
his music crew.
treasurer and like you head of your army. You're like, oh, yes.
Yeah, the generals, and then meanwhile he comes into these are another kind of generals, I guess. Yeah. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, so I did know, like, I read this. I believe it's true that like Mozart was buried in a mass grave, as the film depicts.
Well, apparently I don't have fucking money. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like that's why no one knows where he's buried. I think, which makes sense. So yeah, that's a historical, because it's not like this film's trying to strictly be historical or anything, but that's a historical accuracy that was a smart inclusion because I felt it. I don't know how you include that specifically on the stage play or whatever, but the way it was done in the film, like actually like getting to see that hit home. You
can probably hide it in Salieri's monologue. Just
have him drop it. Yeah.
But like quite often I was like thinking of, not during the film, but like after reading about like it being a play, like I was thinking about like how would that, like how do you do this in the play? I was like, it's very hard for me to like visualize on the stage because like so much of it feels like so random. Like how much of the play is like just recreating like the orchestras and the operas and stuff. I know, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I assume it's a lot of that. It's a lot of old Salieri, and it's a lot of like them just like talking around in the rooms, like in the piano scene or whatever we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like the cutting between time periods is like the part like do you just kind of have like a chunk of different? Yeah, like do you just have like a chunk of old Salieri at the start, and then like in the middle, like in like a second act, build the set for like a younger setting and then like go back to it. Like you can't really go back and forth. You only have like the one opportunity really.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah. To me, that just makes the adaptation, you're looking at it as an adaptation. I'd love to watch the play to understand this, but looking at it as an adaptation just makes it more impressive, because it doesn't feel like the way that it's cut together, like you're saying, like, I don't know, you look at more straight play adaptations, like sort of like what they've done with August Wilson's plays and things like that, where it's like, they're cool. And I appreciate the way they just straight up sort of translate the material. And I don't want to make it sound like it doesn't require effort, obviously, but the way that this film really comes alive as a film, and in the way that it's edited totally differently, and they don't just like copy the structure. This film's got some great editing too. I mean, you guys sort of talked about that a bit earlier with some of the audio stuff, which was totally true. But I don't know, it's just got some great cuts. I love the cut to the blown out candle. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was awesome. It's just a little moment where it's like there's like a movement and then it just cuts to a blown out candle. I love the oh my god, I don't want to get this wrong. There's a cut. I think it's when his dad I think his dad wraps up a piece of paper and it cuts to like the white deer in a field. I sound insane, right? Anyway, it's so cool. It's like that outdoor shot then when they're like the riding horses, but like the first shot is of like white deer in a field.
Oh, okay.
The cut is awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit. I don't know where that came from, but it's like it's great. Check it out. And I guess to what I was saying earlier, like every time they cut back and forth between past and future Salieri, it feels like perfect timing every time. Every time I see F. Murray's beautiful old makeup, I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude. I love it. And I'm just gonna go back to talking about his performance as the old guy with his hands and the way he rubs his hands together and starts closing his eyes and looking up at the sky and shit. It's like, holy shit, this is so great. I love it.
How in debt was he? Like, because like he asked Salieri for like 200 shekels or whatever the fuck it is at the start. Like, Is that like a lot? Or is that not a lot? It sounds like a lot, but then like you see his apartment is still very nice. But I mean, like, I guess but maybe that's like given to him by the emperor, and like the rest of it he has to make on his own. I don't know.
Well, isn't the Constance's mum is their landlady?
Oh
no, right? wasn't she was a landlady in Salzburg, wasn't he? Or like wherever else like they were from originally.
Really?
Wasn't that how? Yeah, because they bring Mozart from his other posting, which is in whatever place, isn't it?
Yeah, so Salisbury or whatever.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. Yeah, I reckon you're right. Google tells me, Google Gemini specifically tells me that he was of the top 5. Yeah, probably of the top 5% of earners in Vienna, but also lived lavishly.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, like that's what Constance does say. Like, yeah, he just like money falls through his fingers.
Yeah, exactly. His estate was ultimately modest.
Did you know they had pool back then, dude? That was crazy. Like,
I didn't even register that.
Yeah, like I searched it up, and like I think like 14th century or something like that is like when like the earliest iterations of it. I'm like, dude, Mozart played pool. I'm like, dude, this guy's playing 8-ball. I'm like, what?
That is weird, actually. I didn't even register that, but like, I'm glad you brought it up because that is.
Yeah, because that to me just felt like it felt like a modern kind of like thing, like a kind of like. I don't know, like it just feels like such a modern thing of like have the troubled artist like at a bar playing pool or some shit, and like I thought like they were trying to like smuggle it in like a kind of contrived way, but no, they actually did like have pool back then.
Yeah,
that's trippy. Quite old, yeah.
I had no idea. No, I'm with you on that, Jan. Milos Forman insisted that his lead actors retain their American accents so they could concentrate on their characters and performances instead. Didn't bother you at all, Jan?
No, I thought it was good because like when they're speaking English, they're speaking German, right? And then any other language. Like I think it was a good convention.
Yeah. No, I agree. I guess it would have been like you sort of expect them, like within that rule, you'd still sort of expect them to do British accents, I guess, because they're European or whatever. Or at least have consistent accents. But nah, who cares? The only other little piece of trivia I've got here is that the film ironically helped spark a revival of Salieri's music, which had previously languished in obscurity. Good. Justice for Antonio, baby. I'm really glad that Jaden didn't think this movie had too many notes.
You took too many notes.
He was talking a lot of shit. Whoa! Yeah, I probably did.
I mean, I talk shit because it was fun. It's like... I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was just afraid it was going to manifest itself.
Yeah,
but no, this film did not have too many notes. I don't know. It feels kind of ballsy for like... I mean, I guess films were just longer back then, but it feels kind of ballsy for a 2-hour, 40-minute film to make, and in your case, a 3-hour film, to make a plot point out of, media being too long. I don't know. I kind of respect that. All right, final verdicts. Fitzy.
Oh, I'll keep it at an 8. It's very, very close to a 9, but it's a very strong 8. Okay, it's one of my strongest 8s.
One of the strongest 8s.
Top 100 8s. Yeah, there's probably not that many better 8s. So yeah,
it's a great 8. Yeah, okay. I'll give it a super strong 9. This movie's exceptional. I do think it's a masterpiece. I think it's absolutely exceptional. Jaden.
Yeah, I'm there with Liam on the 8. Yeah.
Damn.
Once again, I really don't think we said a bad word about it, like at all, like from any three of us.
Yeah.
But
I will say, like, I'm closer to a 10 than an 8 for sure.
Oh yeah, you said a strong 9, which implies a 9.7 to 9.9.
I'm just sorry. I was so standing by these 8s. So I feel like I needed to make this clear. No, that's fair enough. God damn. F. Murray Abraham, dude. Best performance I've ever seen. let's get to our highlights of the week. Fitzy, what have you been watching?
Diary. Oh, I watched Friendship, which was hilarious. It's really funny. Tim Robinson is like a sketch guy. I've seen all 3 seasons of I Think You Should Leave, which is not a very long show. I mean, it's like short episodes. They're all like, 5 or they're like, sketches, a lot of sketches in each episode. And yeah, he's hilarious, and the film is very, very funny. If you're into his humor, I would recommend like testing if you're into his humor, because it's very specific. But yeah, it works on me. He's probably like one of my favorite, like current comedians, comics, people. So he's very yeah, it's cool to see him alongside Paul Rudd as well. He was good. And Kate Mara, yeah, Kate, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie. This is like the hardest I ever like laughed at a movie for sure.
Wow, ever?
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember like.
Wow,
another
that's huge.
Experience that was this funny. So it's hilarious.
I didn't know Paul Rudd could be funny.
Paul Rudd's not really that funny in the film. It's mainly it's mainly Robinson, but he serves as a good like foil to Robinson, like the straight man, to Robinson's character. So yeah.
Okay, nice. It's a shame it's 2024 listed on Letterboxd. That's a bummer.
Oh yeah, can't watch that. Yeah.
So I'm probably never going to watch it, but no, that's cool. I wrapped up a little show called Mobland this week. Have you guys heard about this one?
Isn't there like a De Niro thing called Mobland?
Is there? This is the show with Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren. It's got a crazy, like, what the fuck kind of cast. Yeah, it's a British gangster show. Guy Ritchie directed at least 2 episodes, I think. He directed at least two. There might be more. This show is very good. I kind of would describe it like this is a surefire hit to recommend this to your family. Walk around, tell any extended family to watch this show and they're going to love it. I guarantee it. It's like one of those kind of shows where it's very entertaining, engaging, has everything you want from like a compelling drama. I would just describe it as soulless, but that sounds more insulting than I mean. It's kind of like it doesn't have a lot of sauce, but everything that's there just works so well that it's kind of like you can't go wrong. It was great.
Is it like pop music?
It's kind of like it's kind of like very good TV drama pop music. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. It's very well made. The cast is outstanding. There's twists and turns. There's clever moments. It's got all the stuff. It ticks all the boxes. But you just don't walk away from it feeling like it's an experience, like you got anything out of it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's how I would describe it.
That's
how I describe it.
The perfect skip of a TV show. The perfect I'll see it later and never get to it.
Kinda. Yeah. But it's also one that like, I feel like that's like, I feel like you guys would probably agree with me. But it's also one of those ones where like, I don't know how to say this without sounding insulting, but like, like what I said about like, if you were to recommend this to your family, like they'd think it's the best recommendation ever. You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. And I'm not even like they'd be wrong or I'd be wrong in recommending it because it is very good. Tom Hardy's very good in it. Like I enjoyed him a lot in it.
Yeah, you're doing
he plays like this kind of soft. He goes full. I guess it's just his accent. I guess, but like he leans into his own accent. I guess is how I'd put it.
Right.
Like he goes full in it, He just ends every sentence with like, let me. I can't do this good. It's like let me tell you something. Yeah, you're going to go over there, right? And you're going to like he talks like that the whole time. It's pretty funny.
Right? I can imagine.
Like how you have to like quieten down to like kind of replicate it.
Yeah. He goes quiet. Yeah. But he goes quiet. Yeah. It's Helen Mirren does it. Helen Mirren's like insane in this show because she plays an Irish lady. So like they're all mobsters. She's like the queen. Like Pierce Brosnan's like the kingpin guy, and she's his wife. And, it's like the whole typical thing where it's like she's kind of trying to manipulate things behind the scenes or whatever. And she's like does an Irish accent, and she basically plays a completely batshit old lady, and it's pretty entertaining. It really is. She goes like the cast goes all out there. Like no one was phoning it in. Pierce Brosnan was not phoning it in. Like he kind of becomes more deranged as it goes on, and by the end, like his last scene in the show is like it's pretty funny. Like he goes completely he goes full Joker basically. It's pretty good.
Wait, Pierce Brosnan does.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Is this like a Macbeth? Is this like a secretly like Macbeth, with Helen Mirren as like Lady Macbeth and doesn't? I haven't actually read all of Macbeth, but doesn't he go crazy at the end?
I know nothing about it. Well, it's possibly then. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it's a good show. It is. I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on it or anything. It's it's one of those really good shows that's never going to make my top 3 of the year or whatever. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That kind of. I hope I did justice to describing my feelings on it. But yeah. Jaden, what have you been watching?
I just watched 2 hours ago a few good men, a few good men.
Oh wow.
Is that the Tom Cruise?
That's the name of a very famous movie.
Yeah, I was trying to think, I can't remember if it was good or best.
A few best men.
Yeah. It was really good. Like I didn't know this was a Sorkin joint. That was interesting. I think when I clicked on Letterboxd, I was expecting it to have a lot more ratings than it does. Like it's still it's got 360,000, which is still a lot. But I thought this would be one of those million type movies, given how iconic that Nicholson line is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know, it's courtroom drama and it's good courtroom drama, and you're like, oh, Sorkin wrote it, so that makes sense. Cruise is really great, and I think it's. I think the whole cast is great. Demi Moore's great, Nicholson's great. The other guy that they have, it's all really strong stuff. It's one of those classics that I don't know. I just felt like I better chuck on now, just because it was you know how on Stan on the TV when you go through the list, it's one by one rather than in a grid. It's one of the worst things about Stan on the TV. But at the same time, it kind of encourages you to watch things that are higher up in your watch list. So it's kind of one of those things where it's it's at the start of my scroll, so I'm just going to chuck it on and get it out of the way. And it goes well as a Friday 4 p.m. type movie.
That is a very specific kind of movie, but nice. You didn't want to save it for the show?
Nah. I reckon if we did it for the show, it'd be a bit boring.
Okay.
Bit, yeah. We've done Chicago 7.
Yeah, that was boring.
We've done 20 Cruise movies as well.
Yeah. We've covered Sorkin, we've covered Cruise. It's
haven't really done anything Nicholson related, have we?
We did Departed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about it, though.
Yeah, I think that's a big one, yeah.
Oh, no, we did Chinatown.
Oh, yes, we did too. Mm. God, what a miserable show.
Speaking of boring.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Now comes the segment where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, who is someone you are jealous of? Andy said, Al Pacino for his sexual longevity. I mean, we're not. Is Andy saying it's still present? The sexual.
Oh yeah, no, because didn't he just get a teenage girlfriend and they just have a kid?
Oh, that's what he means.
Is that right?
teenage.
Not teenage. But yeah.
How young is she? Oh shit!
Oh, like really young. Like, I don't know.
Well, what else can you mean then? What do you mean? That's what he means. What did you think he meant by that?
I thought he meant like he still has sex appeal or something.
He kind of does.
Right.
Which I was like, really? But I didn't realize. Oh, I guess the truth. The truth speaks for itself. So yeah, no, that's fair enough, Andy. When I'm 83, Dr. Leanne said, in terms of movies and films, I'm not particularly jealous of anyone. However, those triple threat actors who can act, dance, and sing, plus sometimes more, really annoy the hell out of me. This is good. Some of the triple threat actors who come to mind include Ryan Gosling, Hugh Jackman. Yeah, Hugh Jackman, man. My God, and he's Australian. Yeah. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Lady Gaga, Emma Stone, Cher, Kevin Bacon, Barbara Streisand, and Meryl Streep. Don't get me wrong, I admire the craft of most of these triple threat superhumans, but they are just too damn talented for words. They need to think about sharing their skills with other actors and entertainers to even things up a little. Yeah, and they also need to share some of that with me as well. Finally, my vote for the film to review in 2 weeks is The Wrestler. Sorry, Liam.
Too bad. Not enough votes.
It's a fantastic film with an almost perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes as well. Yeah, that's a great pitch for The Wrestler, Liam. Thank you.
Does it count as 2 since like it's physically written in?
That would make it a draw. And
you get defender's advantage or attacker's advantage in that case.
Well, Zach's voted and I haven't voted, so that would make it 7-6 for my film. What was it?
You wouldn't vote for The Wrestler?
Actually, I might vote for The Wrestler. Yeah. Honestly.
Can we create a new rule where the poll winner can surrender and allow the other nominee to have won?
But then you're taking away like the audience's rights,
Yeah, that's true. Actually, at that point, that actually fundamentally ruins democracy. At that point, yeah, we better not do that. May as well maintain a bit of. I would have allowed it, but whatever. Anyway. Thank you, Leanne. The superhuman triple threat actors, I agree with you. Can they share some of that around? You know what I mean? It's not fair. I agree. Okay. Jaden, who are you jealous of?
I don't really know. I don't think it really extends to Hollywood. I think when I think about it, I think the people I'm most jealous of are streamers who have been able to make a career out of their hobby, and it's a very easy kind of career to have as well. And and you kind of see these 20-year-olds who are now, they're getting, young, like seeing now people younger than me, it's like having that kind of script flipped as well. And like seeing them get uber successful and, doing something they're passionate about and not having to sure there's hard work in it, to an extent. I'm sure they'll tell you there's hard work there, but in terms of getting a cushy career that pays incredibly well. I mean, if you get I'm not at the top end, but when you get to that size and you get to play your games for your living, I mean, that's something I'm pretty envious about.
Yeah, it's a good answer. I mean, what do you think we're doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, trying to force that.
Trying to force this podcast career, this luxurious career. Yeah. No, that's a good answer. I'm jealous of, anyone, but I guess we'll say male celebrities who have style. You know what I mean? Who have fashion style. Whoever you think fits into that category. To me, Ryan Gosling comes to mind, kind of obvious. Jeff Goldblum also comes to mind. He just rocks he's an older dude, but he just rocks all these colourful shirts and shit. I'm like, man. Just that shit, I'm jealous of strong fashion identity, people that can pull shit off. I can't pull anything off, you know what I mean? I'm disappointed about that.
Are you jealous of Timothy Chalamet?
I guess he does kind of have style. Yeah, he's got style. He didn't come to mind for me first.
There's people who don't have style; they have stylists. Is the thing. But you're right. Yeah, you're right in that they can pull it off. But once again, they're not choosing their clothes themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. All right. Well then, no. But I am more talking about the innate ability to pull it off. Right. You know what I mean? I can get people's opinions and cobble something together or whatever. That's cool. But I'm not pulling that shit off. I'm not pulling off these Jeff Goldblum shirts. I'll tell you, no way. I'm definitely not pulling off some of those. Yeah, actually, no. You mentioned Timothy. I'm not pulling off some of that Timothy shit. No.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I'm jealous of John Lennon. No. Luke would get that. No, my answer is kind of along the lines of Jaden's answer. I'm jealous of the entire Almost Friday cast. They get to make skits. That's with each other, with their friends. That's that's a dream come true for sure. YouTubers as well. I think being a YouTuber would be slightly better than being a streamer because you don't have to kind of, expose yourself and turn on the camera all the time. And it's more conceptual, I guess. I'd enjoy that more than
I would
just having an audience all the time. But
I think it's a bigger workload though because it depends. Because I still have a kind of traditional perception of YouTubers as editing your own and writing your own content, whereas I guess a lot of especially editing is kind of outsourced these days. Would you outsource editing?
Oh, I'd probably outsource editing, but I think what was I gonna say? I think I'd enjoy that type of workload, I guess. Yeah. With streaming, there are definitely some iffy things, I guess. I don't know. Just gaming all the time wouldn't be. I don't know. I get your point where it's you're literally just doing whatever you want to an extent, in the fact that you're just playing games. But it's kind of that's all you can ever be to your audience, Whereas YouTube, you can kind of
IRL
form your identity in a more interesting way. Yeah,
and I think you can make streaming interesting. I think you're right in having pre-recorded content. You can obviously manipulate it way more, but streaming is a lot more than just gaming these days. Yeah,
there are a few IRL streamers Jake and Vic, the guy that goes to China and stuff like that. That would be awesome for sure if you'd pull that off. Ice Poseidon is obviously an early version of that.
I don't know if Ice Poseidon is someone you want aspire to be like.
No, but he's the earliest version of the IRL streamer.
Yeah.
And there are definitely some more interesting ones the political streamers who really do whatever they want. Destiny more so than Hassan or whatever, but there are versions of that, but for the most part, streaming is gaming. It's very hard to make your own audience if you're doing whatever you want streaming, and there are very few examples of that.
Yeah, no, you're right in that. Yeah, but I think the streaming payout is a lot higher than the YouTube payout.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, people have actual fucking exclusive deals and shit in that world.
The world of exclusives is kind of disappearing.
Oh, okay.
But even in terms of the money you see from subs and AdSense is significantly higher than YouTube. I'm pretty sure. If you equate it to the rough, if you get the same weight of YouTube kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The richest people are definitely streamers. Yeah. But I think there are just way more people that make it on YouTube because they're just more niche, bubbles and audiences and
modest livings on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can run
no, that's a really good
the Sir Kaz route and do a tier list on stream type of, and you can
Yeah.
Shapes.
That's what I mean. I feel like I like your answer, Fitzy, because like I think probably 7 years ago it probably would have been my answer. I think it's just been beaten out of me. I think it's just like I've just tried it for so long, and I've been there, done that kind of thing, to where it's just like I still enjoy making content when I do, but like I don't know, I just kind of like I kind of don't feel anything towards it anymore as like a aspiration, you know.
Right. Yeah.
You're right.
Well, like we were in the first like generation, I guess, to like want that kind of thing, but we were the first to see other people's like success. We had like a large kind of view, like when we were teenagers, of like all these successful YouTubers, you know, after it was like established in like the 2010s, you know. The people who got in really early were like, you know, they didn't know whether or not it was going to be a thing, but like it was definitely became like a career thing for our generation, you know. The Gen Zers.
Yeah.
I just saw there's
right.
there's a new documentary on Disney Plus called like Born to Be an Influencer. And it's all about like those influencer families and like, you know, like the YouTube families, and like they're like, but like this is like they're like it's like having kids and like, you know, like fully like not, I mean, I don't know how much it is fully like with at least part of the intent is like be able to make family content out of it. So like maybe if we use like the passion can come back in a couple of years' time when you have a kid and you're like, oh yeah, let's monetize this shit.
In a couple years' time.
There's a few steps to that process, man.
I'll like quote that.
A few years' time.
Maybe.
Be generous.
Yeah, maybe. All right. As always, we'd love you to submit your responses, thoughts, and or reviews for next week's film in the YouTube or Instagram comment section, or join the Discord server. This week, the specific question we'll be asking you is, what is the best iteration of Superman? Any iteration. Do you want to answer Henry Cavill? Do you want to answer Injustice? Ooh. If you know what that is, Red Sun.
Superman.
Yeah.
One of the many iterations of that.
The Snyder Cut one where he's got the black suit. Ooh. Yeah.
The Nicolas Cage one that you see for a second.
The Nicolas Cage one. Yeah, wow. That's a good one. What a shout out. All right. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Fitzy, imagine if we just weren't doing Superman next week.
Yeah. But we are. Dun 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 dun. Sorry. Yeah. That's the Superman theme. That's the start of the theme.
Is it?
Yeah, it's go like dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like kind of.
I didn't recognize it. Can you do it one more time?
It kind of starts off like slow with like a little, like if you kind of like dun 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 dun, you know, and then it kind of builds and it's like dun 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 dun, and it's really cool the way it builds. Yeah,
it is good. It's a good theme.
But yeah, it's like the big movie of the year, maybe big cinema movie.
Biggest movie of the year? It's not really though, is it?
I didn't say that. I said one of the big.
I think
that's what Jane said.
Yeah. What's bigger than it?
I mean, F1 has been pretty freaking.
F1's not bigger than Superman. Fantastic Four won't be bigger than Superman.
No, I agree. I do agree with that. I don't know. I reckon F1 might challenge it. But, yeah, no, I reckon upon reflection, yeah, I reckon it's one or two, yeah.
There's no Avatar coming out this year, is there?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there is? That'd be bigger. It shouldn't be, but like it just is by default somehow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fire and Ash comes out this year, December. Get ready.
Yeah. All right, I retract my statement. Yeah. That's the biggest film of the year.
Yeah, no, you're actually right about that. All right, that's it. Go watch Superman if you dare. And we'll see you next time. I appreciate Liam and Jada for joining me. As always, have a great rest of your week, and goodbye.